Well, hello there. I'm sure y'all have heard of Long Island audits. We call him Long Island audits with an R in there. It's liar. And he lies a lot, constantly, consistently, frequent, often even. This right here, he gonna be all upset, get embarrassed. This is a good one. I think you gonna like it. This is the new video going on to my third channel. I'm gonna redo all the artwork, change the name out. Yeah, we give the old channel a heave ho and gonna fix some things on it. Hope you enjoy.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Federal.
All right, y'all. This is brought to you by First Amendment Shenanigans. I'm gonna leave a link for the channel. Yeah, in the description. Hope you'll check him out. This guy here is awesome. Out of a 10, he's about a 14. What can I say?
It's shenanigans!
Hello and welcome back to First Amendment Shenanigans. Sorry I haven't been around lately, very busy at work. But today we're going to get back into it with one of my least favorite frauditors, Sean Long Island Fraudits. And he is down in Mississippi frauditing a jail, which is not too uncommon for him. But in his mind, he believes he is doing a public service, uncovering some sort of diabolical plot at the jail. In fact, on his video, if we go to his video, it says all types of crazy things going on at this jail, including 215 people being buried, which he thinks is some sort of government conspiracy or cover-up. So we're going to look into that. So without further ado, let the shenanigans begin.
Hey, ma'am, how are you?
All right.
We're going to make a public notice here. If you're looking at an old penitentiary and you see something about 245 people buried here, that would be the cemetery for the inmates. Put the pipe down, quit drinking the mushroom tea, maybe go back to school. I know, try to get a better grasp on reality, because before somebody gives you a sign that says stupid.
What I got going on? Yeah, I'll just taking some pictures and video of the facility here.
Why? You work with somebody? I don't want that camera on me.
Well, why'd you come up to the camera then?
What do you mean? Because this is private property, sir.
It's not private property. This is public property.
I'm not gonna argue with him.
Yeah,
And he got people on recording and stuff. You might call the police up here because this is private property.
Can I get your name, ma'am?
No, sir.
Good for you. This correction officer must have watched my video on how to approach these idiots. Don't give them anything. Laugh at them and walk away.
Oh.
That's weird.
So you need to get off the property now.
This is not private property, ma'am.
So you need to get off the property.
But I'm engaging in a constitutionally protected activity.
We're not giving you the right to record us, sir. You're not supposed to.
You're in public, ma'am. And plus you came if you didn't want to be recorded, why would you come up to the camera?
I work here, sir. You don't work here. You just own this property for no apparent reason.
It's public property, ma'am.
Come get it locked up here. You want to be up here, stay right? Weird.
Is that a threat? Is that a threat, ma'am?
Yeah, he's just trying to start something.
I'm not. You're the one that came up to me. I'm just taking some pictures and video. That's all I'm doing.
You can see the whole side and say private property when you come here.
It's not private property. Who pays? Who owns it, ma'am? Who owns it, ma'am? Who owns it, ma'am? You have no authority outside of those gates. I'm not an inmate, okay?
And
treat me with some respect.
Google search. Who owns this prison? Then while you're at it, why don't you Google is it trespassing to be told to leave and you stay? Aha, that's another one that'd be good to look up. While you at it, why don't you Google the forum doctrine and see if you can learn it? Because right now you just screw it up all the way around. They laughing at you.
I've heard a lot about how you guys treat
laughing
people
at
on the
you.
inside. You don't get to treat me like that.
I'm pretty sure they just did. They just laughed at you and walked away, and now you're left with nothing. Now you have to leave.
You're just a regular citizen.
It ain't nothing regular about you.
That's assault.
Hey,
Assault? It's assault to video record you? Excuse me? Go back to my country? Go back to my country, huh?
Go back to mine too.
Wow. You need to go back to yours too? Interesting. That's very racist. That's very racist. Wow. This is my country, so you know.
See, Sean's not a complete moron. See where he is right now? He's parallel to that power line, and he knows if he crosses into the parking lot any further, he is now trespassing. And when the police arrive, he's going to make sure, watch his video, he makes sure not to cross that line anymore. Even though he's complaining and crying and saying, "This is public property, I could be on it." He knows full well that if he steps back into that parking lot, those police officers can arrest him. And he doesn't do it because he's a big coward. He's all for show, and he knows his people won't call him out on it.
And I'm exercising a constitutional right, just so you know. So right here we have pulling up.
Well, one problem with your constitutional right there is videoing a penal facility, a prison. You're not supposed to be in there videoing that kind of crap. Nope, that's not going to work. I don't think you're going to get a very good reception from the police over this.
The Holly Springs Police. Right here. Car number 6.
Hard-hitting reporting, Stan. Thanks for that.
How are you today, sir?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
All right, what's going on?
Can I just get your name and badge number, please?
Officer Moss.
All right. And your badge number?
7.
7.
Okay, now what you do?
Oh, I'm an independent journalist.
You liar!
I'm just taking some pictures and video.
Okay.
Yeah. And this correctional officer over here began to say racially motivated statements towards me to go back to my country and that this is private property.
This is private property.
How is it private property?
This belongs to the state.
The state is a government entity, sir. Can I ask?
It's private property. Google it. Go down to the town hall. Go to the clerk of court's office. Go pull up the records on it. You frauditors always want to pull records and pull it up, and they're going to show that it's privately owned.
For a supervisor, please, because if you think that this is private property,
right here.
yes. How you doing, sir?
That's it.
Can I get your name and badge number, please?
Bradley.
And-
That's fine.
Badge 5. How you doing, Sergeant Bradley?
Yeah.
Sergeant Bradley, nice to meet you. I was over here taking some pictures and video. I'm an independent journalist, just exercising my freedom of press right here. The correctional officers over here said this was private property. Again, any property that is funded by the government.
But out here is fine.
Any property that's funded by the government would be public property. It's public property. If you have a right to access it, like if somebody was going to go visit somebody, they would have a right to walk on this property, right? If you have a right to access it, no one's going behind the fence or anything like that. And again, the correctional officers inside began to escalate the situation, telling me I should go back to my country.
What are you doing in my country? Bag of shit.
That because I was recording them, it would be considered assault. Just a bunch of craziness, really. Bunch of craziness. That never happened, ma'am. It's on camera.
You got a vehicle around somewhere?
Oh, you have a vehicle somewhere. I just walked over here, though.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you got a vehicle because he rode in. Who it belonged to is another story. Why don't you ask him about his ID? Because he could sit and lie and say he don't have an ID.
I'm Major Rogers. I'm the supervisor in charge.
Wow, and she said to go back to my country in front of you, Major.
He said, actually, my central operator saw him around our vans, videotaping our vans, which is a breach of security. Now we don't know what he's done, if he's disabled our vans or has tampered with our vans or anything. So when I came out, I told him this was private property and he would have to leave. He began to argue and try to, get us to say things against, it's just private property. I advised him if he didn't leave, that we'd have to call the PD and have him taken out.
And to give you an idea of how these prisons work, now that they suspect that they might be some kind of tampering with them vehicles, they can't haul inmates in them. So you have an inmate that needs to go to the hospital, you can't transport them unless you bring an ambulance in. And if they don't have their own hospital in this facility and their own ambulance, they'll have to get one from off the streets, which will cost taxpayers more money. Right. They're going to have to get all these vehicles inspected and went through to check for any kind of sabotage. Maybe there could have possibly been some kind of illicit substances or weapons taped under the ambulances or the patrols, maybe put into a window. They don't know. This is the kind of crap here where everything is going on inside the prison, screeching halt. There's call outs, inmates get sent back to their living quarters. They in there right now counting and recounting to make sure no inmates have escaped. All because of this damn frauditor want to make some clicks and views for his YouTube channel. I know about this kind of mess because I worked the prison system for 25 years. He has just turned that prison upside down on its head with his damn games.
Trespassing. Not only is he breached security with our vans, he's now breached security. He's got our tag numbers of our staff members that came.
It's all public information, man.
It's not public information.
When you're driving down the street, do you have your license plate blocked or is it open? This is secured. Would be the fence, ma'am. I did not go by the fence.
Called my warden.
Yeah, that's exactly where I am. No, the cars aren't private, sir. They're not private. You run tags all day. Are they private?
But you're not an official.
It doesn't matter. They're public, ma'am. They're public.
Okay, my warden says if he doesn't leave our property, we can have him locked up for trespassing.
Well, I'm not on your property, and plus this is public property. Yeah, but where am I now?
You were on our property.
Okay, but unless you have no trespassing signs, ma'am, you need to learn the law. Unless I'm free to leave, I'm free to.
All right. You went on property you wasn't due to have been on. There's a sign up over on the corner, I bet you, said about no trespassing. But you go on property, you ain't supposed to have been on it. Then you haul ass, you get off the property. I'm not trespassing. I'm on a right-of-way. And that's not going to work. It's trespassing. It's trespassing. It's trespassing.
Free to stay. I'm free to leave. I'm free to stay. Free to leave. Free to stay.
Hey.
This is a public easement, sir. This is a public right-of-way.
This is
wrong. You're wrong. You see those electric. You see those electric poles there, ma'am? Those are public utilities, meaning that they're on public property, ma'am.
Most of us have power lines on our property. That doesn't mean you get to traipse everywhere you want on my property or state property or anyone's property. And you do that, it's going to mean your ass.
These power lines.
Why don't you tell your warden how your correctional officer told me to go back to my country?
Look right there. You see the big sign? All persons, vehicles, and electronic devices are subject to search from entering the grounds of this facility. They don't say inside, it says the grounds. It is unlawful to have weapons, explosives, alcohol, narcotics on facility grounds. Violators are subject to criminal prosecution. Electronic devices. Boom.
You're okay with that, right, Major? No, I have freedom of speech. And she told me, no, that's what if somebody told you something like that? Something insensitive to your skin color. Well, how would you feel about it?
Well, why don't you cry about it? Saddlebag.
Right? You wouldn't appreciate it very much. Listen, I'm not a police officer. I don't have to carry that burden of being told. And if somebody told you something racially motivated, I'm sure you wouldn't take too kindly to it, Sergeant.
I tell you, we get told a lot of stuff, but we deal with it, you know. So it's our job.
Well, I didn't do anything but just confront her about it. I'm not doing anything illegal. I'm just telling her that that's, you know, that's crazy. And I will be talking to the warden about her, you know, her actions here today. That's insane.
Well, that's good. Handle that internally with the damn institution. Don't sit there crying, want the feelings police. They not the feelings police. Ain't that what you fraudsters always talk about? Well, are you the feelings police? Well, they not. There is no law broken on the facilities end. You're the one breaking the law. They come and clum you over that because you were way out there and on their property, fooling around with their vehicles. They made you leave. You was trespassing.
Yeah, these, you see the difference. They wouldn't be able to put these telephone poles over here if it were private property, because these are what's called public utilities. So they would have to work on them, right? That means they're public utilities. That means that line right there, that's all public property.
Wrong.
Because they wouldn't be able to work on it unless. You too, Sergeant. You have a great day, Officer Moss. You too.
Please don't go on that ground.
I'm on publicly accessible property right now. You guys are a bunch of racists. Racists.
There's a sign down there and on the right. There's signs all over this damn place. But he's not showing them.
I'm so sick and tired of these people. Like, you get what you deserve. You're there bothering them, and now you're going to cry and complain that they yelled something at you. Yeah, she might have said something that's a little racist, and I'm not excusing that. But, dude, get a life.
I got freedom of speech. Please don't tell me what to say, officer. I don't want to argue with you, sir. Sir, I don't want to argue with you, but I have freedom of speech. Please, please. I can say whatever I'd like, sir. This is why this is America, and this is a free country, and we have. I don't care, sir. Sir, I'm trying. Sir,
You want to get locked up for something? That's all we.
If you're gonna lock me up for freedom of speech, go ahead.
You can leave.
Do it.
You can leave.
Lock me up for freedom of speech. Please inform your officer that I have freedom of speech. I have freedom of speech. I could say way worse. They call them racist, okay? But I'm choosing to be cordial. I could say way worse. I can call them what I really think. But I'm choosing not to use profanities. I'm calling them what they are. They're a bunch of racists.
Bro, what a jackass.
You're gonna be held accountable for this. You know that, right? I'll be speaking to the warden.
Up, enter the Karen.
Wow.
Sean's now turning on his Karen mode and now going to cry and complain to the warden or whoever else will listen to him. He's so pathetic.
It's not going to do no good.
And I'm sure a whole bunch of other people will be too.
You got put in check. You can't deal
Officer
with
Moss over here trying to curtail my freedom of speech.
No, it's called disorderly conduct.
Take care, Sergeant. You guys stay safe.
Go kiss a horse.
I'm right here. I'm gonna exercise my rights, though.
Notice he doesn't step back on their property, though. He's just standing on the street, which he can do. He can stay out there with all the other trash on the street. But you can't go into the parking lot, Sean.
That's it. You lost that one.
You condone racism, right, Major? You condone racism? Sergeant over there. Officer over here.
Saying that race card is a sign of a small mind.
This is why we stay on the publicly accessible property here, guys. Because those two officers, even though this is public property, they would have locked me up, and I would have been sitting right there in the Marshall County Correctional Facility in Mississippi with a bunch of racists on the inside doing God knows what to me.
Oh, wait, you serious? Let me laugh even harder.
And then who knows, if they're racist like that, who knows about the judges, the people in this county. Insane. All right, fellow patriots. So the update on this audit is that the unidentified correctional officer unfortunately was never held accountable. I did get in contact with the warden of this correctional facility, and no disciplinary action has been taken. But that's very normal. Public servants are not held accountable. But this is the real story here. And this is
All right, so this is where he goes into the actual news story at this facility. He's going to play reporter and pretend as if he's breaking news about some scandal that happened at this jail almost a year ago, by the way. Well, let's see what this whistleblower has to say.
It's smoking. I knew it. We are blowing the roof off. Blowing the roof off.
why they didn't want any cameras inside of the facility. 215 bodies known to police found in unmarked graves behind jail in Jackson, Mississippi. Now, you might be wondering, why haven't you heard about this? Because corporate mainstream media covers for law enforcement.
All right, so he's lying again about this. I'm going to pull up, all I had to do is Google this story, and it popped up on a million news sites. So obviously news covered it. The problem with this story was there wasn't any real story and nobody really cared about it. So this happened since 2016. This prison has been burying inmates when they die, not of weird causes, just natural causes. People die in prison all the time. They've been burying them in a grassy field by the prison. And Sean seems to think that this is some big, crazy conspiracy. They're just offing inmates and burying them in shallow graves. That's not what's happening here. If you actually read this story, Sean, based on the records from the coroner's office, that since 2016, in the last 8 years, we can identify 215 individuals buried behind the jail. Okay. When NPR contacted officials in Jackson to ask about Crump's allegation, Melissa Faith Payne, the city's director of communications, said the bodies were buried in a pauper's graveyard managed by Hinds County. So this is an actual graveyard managed by the county. The people who are put in here, it's not a secret. This is not a secret burial, she said. In those graves are the bodies of those who went unclaimed by family when they died. These persons are either homeless people, inmates from local jails who died but no relatives never claimed their body, unidentified persons whom officials were never able to contact their family. That's it. It just so happens that one of the people buried here, there was some sort of miscommunication, and the family was eventually notified that their family member had died and was buried. The body was exhumed, and they took possession of it. That's not any kind of conspiracy. Sorry, Sean. There's nothing sinister going on here. I bet you wish there was, but these were all, homeless people and people who weren't claimed. Obviously, this is going to happen from time to time. The story even goes into the fact that the county investigated this and no wrongdoing was found. But Sean's not going to like that. Obviously, that also is a government conspiracy. Are you seeing a trend here? These people are fabricating these stories just so the lunatics online will continue to watch them and send them money. It's one of the most pathetic things that I've ever seen, especially on YouTube. YouTube really needs to do something more about stopping people like Sean, because there's a lot of gullible people out there. And if he continues to do this, he is going to cause someone to get actually harmed. And that's, unacceptable. He's not going to be held accountable for it, but somebody is going to get hurt eventually. And I really hope it doesn't happen, but I can definitely see it happen. Well, that's all for this one. Unfortunately, he's smart enough to know he can't step back on the property, or he would have been arrested. That would have been great to see. But hey, we can always dream and hope next time he makes that fatal mistake. Well, thanks for stopping in. Please like, subscribe, keep sharing, and I will see you guys.
That was First Amendment Shenanigans. I'll have a link to a channel in the description on this video. Hope you'll go check him out. Real good channel. Great content. Tells it like it is. Yep, and definitely keeps a close eye on them frauditors. Them frauditors. I don't know, bro. They something else. Alrighty, y'all. Hope you hit that like, share, subscribe button, smash that bell, get them notifications.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Federal.